until there is an urge to transcend the slow expanding process. An urge to transcend the slow expanding process. And to transcend, we want the ultimate unity, oneness. And there is a way whereby it can be done. Provided, now this provided is very witty. Provided you have experienced the urge, the drive, not a desire, not ego, what is called spiritual egotism. But when there's a genuine drive, urge, that cannot be denied, then the urge to transcend the gradual expanding process of oneness. Then we say one is ready for the ultimate or the highest form of meditation. Got to repeat that. Then we say one is ready for the highest or the ultimate form of meditation. And I believe it's idiocy to put it out generally and say the power with which you seek is the power for which you are seeking. It's here all the time. It's with you all the time. You couldn't breathe one breath of air in your lungs without it. It's closer to you than hands and feet. It is that which has developed and functions with hands and feet. And so, just stop all effort and stop all mental rat killing, squirrel caging. Stop and just be still and know. Oh, how easy we can say it. Now, how easy we can say that. But now let us turn our attention to the doing of it. It can be done. How? You remember the Indian maiden on a promontory across the chasm? And coquettishly she was saying, come on over to the bump on the other promontory across the chasm. And he lifted up his hand and says, how? Now we come to the how. Begin with this concept. Now we begin with a concept, although we're going to drop it very rapidly. Now begin with the concept that the differentiated field of another substance is that which motivates all action. Now I pause. I want you to get that one. Because the rest of what I'm going to say won't mean anything unless you get that one. The differentiated electromagnetic field Now, the differentiated mother substance is that which motivates all action. Activity. Now, we can label the action anything we want. Functional, a dynamic process, as representation, action as representation of a state. We can go on up to the very highest mind level. The very highest mind in the expanding process, in the emergent process. Activity, action. We can take any chart and lay it out in detail. The act of being conscious and the representations thereof on any and all levels. That which motivates action is due to the differentiated field of the mother substance. That which motivates action is due to the differentiating process of the mother substance. The act of being conscious on the part of the power, the act of being conscious is an activity of the mother substance. But the power that motivates the action does not act. Now we have to get this one, because when in the expanding, emerging process, we come to a point and we experience that urge to transcend the slower expanding process, then we have to stop all effort. We have to be still and know. Now, be still. Now, don't get down here and turn Aristotelian on me and think that it's just your action with your body. Any action that is self-conscious, feeling, desiring, loving, thinking, and particularly thinking. That's action. Bring all action into a state of abeyance. Then, that which motivates all action will appear in your consciousness. It's something like, if we draw all air out of a bottle, we have a vacuum. But allow the least little opportunity, and that vacuum will be filled with air. All right. The power, the differentiating power, or the unifying process, at whatever state, will occupy the consciousness the moment you refrain from all conscious action. Be still. Refrain from all conscious action. Automatically, without any effort. It's there. Now that exemplifies the power with which you seek is the power that you're seeking. Is that for which you are seeking. So the highest form of meditation is just be still and know. I am. The I am. The triune self is God. And there it is. Something that's good. What we're talking about. What's all this talking around and round and round about? That's why I carefully said it's only a mental concept. Because that's all it is. And if we can just be quiet, be still, all activity, all conscious activity, then that which motivates takes over. Now, turn your focus of attention. Now, if anyone wants to practice how to build up the ability to practice the highest form of meditation. Otherwise, leave it alone. Nobody cares. But I'm going to talk to one hypothetical person that wants to practice developing the ability to enter the highest form of meditation. Now go back and start with this concept. It is a differentiated field that motivates all action. Now turn your thought, this hypothetical one, turn your thought upon the activity that you will experience in your psyche. I don't care what level. Or on your psyche, before the centers of the psyche begin to quicken and awaken. And just keep your attention focused on the activity of the frequency, wave frequency, which is activating the psyche. That means yourself activated. It will not be long before you will feel it in your heart center. And because today the average person experiences that activity in the heart center, I have a crutch to lift in on, and then throw the crutch away. And the crutch is this. Hold the focus of your attention on your heart center and begin to breathe a deep breath. Fill your lungs full. And then exhale slowly. Inhale, full breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, full breath with the focus of attention on your heart center. It will not be long if you want to learn how to prepare for the highest form of meditation. It will not be long before you will feel a tremendous activity in your heart center. Activity. Now focus attention on that activity. And then lift your focus of attention gradually up to your head centers. Now this is all written out in our literature. I've described it so many times. I'm only giving you a thumbnail sketch now. Until the force is in your head centers. And until, I'll keep this breathing work up with focus of attention upon the activity, wave frequency activity, in your members, in your psyche. Now keep that up until the force remains in your head centers without conscious effort. Now you can relax effort. Throw the crutch away. You don't have to breathe, you don't have to hold chant, you don't have to do nothing. They stay there all the time. Now practice that until the force remains in the head centers without conscious effort to keep them there. Then you can throw your crutch away. Your breathing work. Your focus of attention. Now I'll tell you how it works. You have to sustain an effort until you accomplish that, and then it reverses and it sustains you. You sustain the effort until the force will stay in your head centers without conscious effort, and then the force sustains you. Because from there on, you walk in it and with it, you're blinded with it, your body feels light by reason of it. You can think better than you ever thought before without effort. I can't begin to describe what takes place. The joyous, the happiness, the being carried with it and by it. It sustains you. But you have to put forth that effort to get those forces in the head center until they stay there without any conscious effort. Then, throw the crutch away. Don't need it anymore. You'll empty it and you're done with it. Now, now that point, get the force to the head center without putting forth any effort to keep them there. Because there's going to be quite a period where as soon as you relax effort, they drop. And then you have to go back again. And if you relax effort, they drop down. Oh, they'll drop them way down. Tell them. See? Just pick them up and take them up there until they stay there. You know, it's like training a puppy dog. Over and over and over and over until the little puppy dog gets on to what you want. Then it'll do it. So will your psyche. It'll do it when it gets on to what you want. And the force will remain there. I hold everything. This is only the beginning of preparation for the highest form of meditation. Once you can get your force to your head centers, you practice directing the force around the different areas of your brain. For instance, let me say that I have a foot that is cramped and aching. Rheumatism, arthritis, or what have you, it aches. Now, instead of keeping the attention on the ache, and it aches no more, put the attention on the area of the brain that controls that function. And you can stop it in the head, not in the foot. And it'll disappear. Suppose you've got two things. Now this, of course, this is going to take a little more effort. After you got the force in the head centers, because you can't do it with the mental particle functions. Cannot be done. but it can be done with a force controlling the cortical functions. And we're working with force of the field, irrespective of the level in the differentiating process, the state of the emergent power, irrespective. Now we're dealing with that which activates, motivates all action. That's what we're working with. And you get that force of the field into the head centers, and you're working with that force, not your mental processes, cortical functions. So you direct the force. Now you got two things. Direct the force to that area of the brain that is carrying the afferent messages from the nerve to the brain, and you can cut off the consciousness of pain in your brain with the force now, not with the brain, until you can govern every function of your body. And that's called Hatha Yoga, and there are those in the Orient that devote a great deal of half their life to merely controlling the voluntary, involuntary functions. I've seen them stop the heart, perfect abeyance. I've seen them draw all the blood out of their arm. To cut the arm and there's no blood. I've witnessed a great deal of this. And it's all done just the way I'm telling you. After the force is in the head centers and you work with the force of the field in the brain, then you can control any area or function. Now, we do not believe in going so far with it as the Hatha Yogins, Hatha Yoga, just to control the body in all of its voluntary and involuntary functions. We want to carry it far enough to know, experience, that the force in the brain does work. Now, instead of saying the mother substance in its differentiated field, we can say, the Father worketh hitherto, and I work.